President Obama's former press secretary, Robert Gibbs, suggesting Republicans are more worried about next year's election than fixing the economy.
At some point, you get to ask yourself, are they not dealing with these things because, quite frankly, they just don't want to see this economy get better because they want to see an election that might turn out better for them?
But will this new message for Democrats work with voters? Here to weigh in with our political panel, we're privileged to have with us Tamara Holder, attorney and Fox News contributor, former Oklahoma representative, vice president of the Aspen Institute, and co-founder of No Labels, Mickey Edwards, and the executive director of Public Notice, Gretchen Hamill. Gretchen, start with you. Yes. Is that message going to resonate, whether it's correct or not?
No, I don't think it's going to register with independents, and that's where this election will be won or lost, because independents don't like the partisanship, and the finger-pointing that the White House is doing just won't work. And
Representative Edwards, I'll tell you what, it's true that if the economy's bad, Republicans have a better chance of winning. Why wouldn't they be doing exactly what Robert Gibbs is saying?
Look, it's outrageous that somebody would make a comment like that. Republicans are also Americans. Republicans live in this economy. And the idea that you have to demonize people on the other side is one of the real problems. That's why we formed No Labels, to get rid of comments like that.
And what do you think, Tamara?
I couldn't disagree more, respectfully disagree. The Republicans campaigned for their majority of Congress based on jobs and the economy. We have not seen the economy grow. We have not seen jobs grow. And it's both sides. Enough of the blame game from Gibbs and the administration, enough of the blame game from the Republicans. The American people, they want to see jobs regardless of their political affiliation.
But the blame game's continuing on the stump, Gretchen. The president's saying, I'm with you, the people. I can't get the Congress and Republicans to come along with my policy.
He is just widening that partisan gap. He is doing nothing to close the gap, and with that type of rhetoric, he's never going to get Republicans to come to the table and actually negotiate with him in good faith.
Is she right?
Well, you know, both sides are doing this. I agree with what you said. Both sides are doing this. There is an unwillingness to accept the fact that somebody who's in another political party might have a good idea, might have good motivations. You know, that's why Gibbs is only one example. There are people on both sides of the aisle who are doing this.
And Tamara, do you agree with the talking point that came from the DNC chair that essentially said this is a Republican recession and it's continuing to linger? That's why this Democrat's having a hard time pulling us out of it.
It's everybody's recession. Enough of blaming President Bush. Enough of blaming President Obama. People are starving. They are literally losing their homes. They are without jobs. And what the Republicans should do is say, look, don't vote for Obama again, but at the same time, we want to see unemployment go down. We want to see him succeed, but that doesn't mean you should re-elect him.
Right.
And instead of the bashing, people need to see change.
Maybe they'll listen to you. Three voices of reason, but stick around. Our political panel will be sticking around to talk about another issue. He's the toast of the town right now, and maybe of Washington, D.C. He is now the leader. Rick Perry on top, according to the latest poll, the new guy in town. How long will he stay on top? There's a new front runner in the race for the Republican presidential nomination. Did you hear? According to a brand new poll among GOP primary voters, Texas Governor Rick Perry has jumped in and jumped out to the double-digit lead over his Republican rivals, including Mitt Romney. Can he keep this going forward, or is this love at first sight? We're back with our political panel. Let's begin with Tamara Holder. Is he just the best, Tamara? Is he just the best or the newest?
No, he is just in for a short race. He cannot handle going the distance. He cannot keep up with Mitt Romney. He is way too far on the right. I call him Crazy Perry. And there's just no way that
he was a Democrat, Representative Edwards.
Well, everybody in Texas was a Democrat, and everybody in Oklahoma was a Democrat. That really doesn't mean anything. What means something, though, you know, Fred Thompson was the big hero. Rudy Giuliani was the big hero. You know, Perry is just the new guy coming in. He might win, but he's got to be, you know, he's going to be questioned about things he says in a way he hasn't been questioned.
Gretchen, new guy? This guy's an 11-year governor of Texas, the most prosperous state in the union that defines economic success. More than just a new guy.
Oh, but he's a new guy. I mean, let's give it that. He's a new kid on the block. He's got the wind behind his sails, and I'm sure we will see it will fade over the course of the next few weeks. And if you look at the polls a few weeks ago when he was in there, it was still muddled. So he hasn't got attacked yet. He's just a new flavor of conservative.
He's been attacked, Mickey, hasn't he? He's been attacked quickly, and he might have made a small error in going after Ben Bernanke early.
Well, Ben Bernanke, what about saying that Texas might secede from the Union? I mean, you know, now that he's in the race, he has to face the fact that people are going to look seriously at the kinds of comments he makes.
Right.
And he also said, when he was asked, do you think President Obama loves America? He said, I don't know. You have to ask him. I mean, these are the kinds of things that really, if you're running for president, even if you think that President Obama is crazy, which a lot of people think, don't say that if you're running for president.
How Mitt Romney reacts, I find fascinating. And I'll tell you, Gretchen, Mitt Romney yesterday was different than Monday. Yesterday he said, great guy, great to have in his race, great to have in a race, as opposed to this, and this about his record.
He's going to take the high road. He's not going to get in the mud with Perry.
Well, he did. Now he's not. No, he's on the high road.
He did, and he saw, well, you know what? This guy's going to fade really quickly because of the verbal fouls that he's made. And if he continues to make those verbal fouls, he will have some trouble. So Mitt Romney's taking the high road right now.
And while they went at it, Mickey, guess who was out of the fray? The woman who won the straw poll, Michelle Bachmann.
Well, nobody thinks that Michelle Bachmann can win, but there are other people out there. John Huntsman could win. You know, the idea that the media suddenly decided this is, you know, between Bachmann, Romney, and now Rick Perry is nonsense. There's still a long way to go.
And what about Ron Paul? I mean, why is nobody talking about him? He's won 3 straw polls, or not one, but he was barely behind Bachmann.
Firmly dug in, very successful politician and doctor. Thanks so much. Great panel. Tamara, Mickey, and Gretchen, good job.